Abby Almeida, and I am joined today by Senator Thomas Norton. Senator Thomas Norton, you've been a major support to Fall River all your life, so we thought we'd invite you to our TV studio to honor your achievements.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your childhood and what's changed here in the city.
Well, I graduated from a high school, but this is a castle. It was the old school. It was converted to a courthouse rather than be destroyed. So that has a great symbol, about the city, I think, The city's people are what's important because it's diverse. It's every nationality, every philosophy, every, religion, whatever the case may be. But it comes together. It comes together to be one. And I think that's what really sticks out more in all the times I've been everywhere. This to me is always home. As
a lifelong resident of Fall River, what do you love most about the city?
Well, the city's been moving faster now. It's always, we now have we never had a railroad, now we have a railroad, we have a train. The train's got to learn how to go both ways, of course, because they're giving you buses back and they're having that problems. But, and you look at the waterfront and the battleship for so many years, and that was always attractive, and people grew around it. Schools were, Durfee and Ford were very high on education. And they're education for everybody, not select people, just everybody. And when you grow up in that, you don't have to learn to speak Portuguese or French or whatever, but you can understand where people come from their heart. And that's the strongest thing I think about this place. And I've been to other places.
What would your vision be for the city in the future, you think?
Well, right now you're in a crisis where, if it's a crisis, you have a train station finally, after years of debating and fighting it for years, and you finally get it, and you got a waterfront now, and I said, I'm honored to know there's a pier named after me, and my son told me the vote was unanimous, and I said, that's wrong, because I've never had an unanimous vote in my life, But when you look at the waterfront the way it should be, it was intended to be more, and it was never more. You've got to convert, you've got to make the waterfront work for you and for people to come to Fall River. It's now that you have a train, now that you have the Vietnam Memorial for Vietnam veterans, you also have Iwo Jima statue in the park, and they're not going to get the attention, or it's not going to get the attention that it deserves. Heritage State Park, the Vietnam Memorial, is the only one on the East Coast. So are people going to travel to it? Not unless you do something different, And I think you should be doing some sort of water taxiing, or even you can think about a casino. Everybody will say, oh, we don't want a casino. But the truth of the matter is the casino that's in Tiverton was going to be here. So now you look at that and you say, you have to do something to attract people to go to another item that they see and benefit from the veterans' causes. You got to have something that's attracting people. The train's good, so instead of you're looking for people from there to come here. Then you get, with docking and so on, you want boats to come here, but they got to come here for more than just the wall. The wall's symbolic. But it's got to be more. So that's what I think is lacking.
Having more wisdom now, if you could change one thing from your past, what do you think it would be?
Be a priest?
Really?
No. No. I'd like to say something sensational, but I just feel pleasantly happy that I got what I got, which is I won the Senate rep seat for 12 years and the Senate for 5 years. I did golf tournaments for special children. You know, all those things are all part of that. My makeup wasn't just telling you that I was a senator, or telling you I was a rep. My makeup was Christmas party and my birthday with who? Senior citizens and handicap. You know, things like that really struck me great. And I didn't see that in other places. That's why I always felt so close to home.
Senator Norton, you have a city pier named after you. What was the culmination of that?
Well, I wasn't putting myself in a nomination for that, I want you to know. I didn't even know it was going on. My son attends those. My son is Patrick, who is the head of the National Center for the Arts, and he's on them boards, whatever. And he come home and told me when he come to see me, he said to me, "You can't believe this, Dad." He said, they named the state pier after you. Really? He said it was unanimous. Now, I never got voted anything unanimous. But I'm honored. I'm honored that they thought of me to do that. I really am. It was a tough spot for many, many years. It was very contaminated. Mm-hmm. There were motions to put hotel in there, I'm told, over the period. This go back a long time. And so whenever they were going to build something there, they found out that it was intoxicating, landfill, miserable. And so they couldn't build it. It was just too much to fix it. So this long-term fixing that pier was to get part of fixing the waterfront. So at that point, I'm honored it was named after me. And I don't know why, but thanks.
You had a very diverse life. Tell us a little bit about your earliest memories in Fall River.
Well, I was a student of this school, different school, and it was fun to go to Durfee. It was nice to meet all the people because, as I said earlier, it was a place where you could meet a lot of people of all different nature, mm-hmm. all different nationalities, all different languages, but more than anything else, everybody stressed not to criticize, but to embrace. And that's the strongest part I liked about the community. Now, I've been in the position I had. I've been to different places, some around the world, and it was a wake-up call. Wake-up call, you know what home was like. I live in Somerset now with my beautiful wife, Doris, and you know, and usually I'm not a trader. I'm really a forever guy, but it's people. It's all about people. If you're going to go do anything in life, you have to think of all people as one. Mm-hmm. The moment you start separating them for whatever reason, you know, and you got to maintain law and order, but that's the strongest point. The strongest point is the roots that are here, the roots that you guys have planted, and your successor has to plant that. If that stays on and stays going on, then this will be a better world.
What advice would you have for young people?
Well, do what you feel your heart wants you to do. I mean, do things that ingratiate people, not hate people. Mm-hmm. You know, you get nothing, no matter what religion you are or what nationality you are. If you just point and, you know, and criticize, you go nowhere in life. It's very uncomfortable, I'm sure.
What would you like to be remembered for?
I'd like to be remembered for what we did with the Fall River Country Club for special children. We did that for about 15 years, and that was where people who come in to play golf at the Fall River Country Club, and they were Celtics players, all the football players. We had Bobby Orr play down there, and we give away door prizes, which Bobby Orr at that point was a regular, and he worked in a bank. And the kids that worked for me in Boston, the young ladies, they wanted to always go down to see Bobby Orr, because Bobby Orr had this, with the bank, he had these gifts, like, you know, and so he used to give them, or they used to go solicit them, and he would give those away to the people who play golf and won. But more importantly, during that time, the Special Children had a workshop in Westport. They had a fire, and they burned it down. I guess they burned it down. And then this cause helped to rebuild that so that these handicapped kids could go and still work there. So I think that's probably the most important thing I did.
Thank you for joining us today, and to our viewers that at home. Thank you for watching. I'm Abby Almeida from Fred TV.